Council meeting to order at this time. Mr. Stokes, if you would please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Mayor Earl Gray.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Jim Childs.
Here.
Councilman Derek Rogers.
Here.
Council Lady Rhonda James.
Here.
Councilman Craig Crawford.
Here.
Council Lady Paula Stinnett.
Here.
Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. Let the record show we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. This time we'll do our invocation and our pledge. Mr. Rogers, if you would please do the invocation. Mr. Crawford, lead us in the pledge, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for your love. Lord, thank you for this city. Thank you for all you've done for us. Pray that you would give us wisdom as we conduct the business of the people. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll set the agenda for tonight's meeting. Ms. Hune, do you have any modifications?
No, Mr. Mayor, I do not.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Crawford. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is set. Next item on the agenda is the minutes. If members of council have had an opportunity to review the meetings from our last meeting held on June the 10th, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. Ordinance number 1 is the second and final reading of ordinance number 2024-27. Mr. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2024-27, be it ordained by the Mayor and Council for the City of Fort Oglethorpe, an application for a certificate of appropriateness for tax parcel number 00031010203 Barnhart Circle, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, requested by the owner, William Mashburn, so as to approve the application for a certificate of appropriateness for repairs and maintenance to a residence located in Fort Oglethorpe Historic District structure and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I'll entertain a motion to vote on ordinance number 2024-27.
Motion. Second, sir.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Ms. Stinnett. Any discussion? Ms. Stinnett?
Yes.
Ms. James?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Crawford?
Yes.
Mr. Childs?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2, second and final reading of ordinance number 2024-28. Mr. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2024-28, an ordinance of the Mayor and Council for the City of Fort Oglethorpe for a zoning amendment for tax parcel number 0012E407, parcel number 0012E406, parcel number 0012E405, parcel number 0012E404, and parcel number 0012E427, adjacent to Westside Country Road, Fort Oglethorpe, Catoosa County, Georgia, located by the owner Alexander Harvey, LLC, to amend the zoning of said property from an R1 zoning to an R5 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the City of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. I have a motion to vote on ordinance number 2024-28.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? Mr. Childs?
No.
Mr. Crawford?
No.
Mr. Rogers?
No.
Ms. James?
No.
Ms. Stinnett?
No.
Request to rezone the property from R1 to R5 is denied by a 5-0 vote. Next item on the agenda is new business. Item number 1, requested deadline extension to obtain a certificate of occupancy for a liquor store to be located on Lafayette Road and an appearance by the applicant to show progress. Mike J., come on up.
Before Mr. Chaudhry and Mr. Wallace, they're making their way to the podium, just to read a couple of things into the record. The parcel at issue, the location as proposed in the application for the District C lottery was Lafayette Road, Lot 2, map number 0003A09600A. The deadline to extend the application to May 1st was approved by the City Council on September the 18th, 2023. And then on April 8th, the City Council voted to approve that the applicant must show progress at the July 8th council meeting. And that's where we find ourselves today.
See y'all.
Y'all must not be drinkers.
Or maybe that's where they're going. Somewhere better to be.
Celebration.
Somewhere better to be.
Y'all should have passed out a coupon.
Yeah.
I must have missed something. Everybody laughed.
Yeah. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, it's not you.
That's a good sign on us.
Yes.
At our last,
Yeah,
Go right ahead.
Yep, go right ahead.
at our last meeting, I told Robbie Schultz that we'd have a building up today. Or have a frame up anyway. If you'll remember, that week Jay was supposed to close his loan. The banker, which I'll pass a letter he sent. Well, first of all, let me pass our progress pictures around if you want to see them. We have only got our footings so far. What had happened, the banker's boss passed away. Is that correct?
No.
No? That's what he told me. Okay, let Jay explain.
So basically, I'm working here. Hi, everybody. Geddes Bank, across the street from here, and I'm working with these guys almost 12 months. I have all documentary with me. If cities want to, I can give it to you. And finally, when we have the last meeting, April 18th years, he promised to me he can close the deal maybe within 2 weeks or something. I have one weak point also from my side. My CPA, Joe Honey, if somebody know it, he got a man ball canceled, and he's not performance me right to update or document. SBA, they are looking every month updated document, even though if we submit them as they need again and again. So that's my big pain from my side. But I did my best, and they give them everything on time to time. And he said he can close within this 15-20 days after what we have the last meeting. And after 15 days, he said, Jay, it will take more time because we need this and this and this and that. And I contact to my CPA. He's in chemotherapy, Florida and here and there, and I don't want to push him back. So I met to Mike. I said, Mike, this is the issue here. He want to close the loan, but he didn't give me any fixed time. What we should do? We say we have to do something, otherwise we have an issue. I pull out my own money, and we start the work from around like June 1st or something, and we lined up everything. And from there, we start the work. We don't have any issue for any financial no more. I spent almost $400,000-$500,000 in this job. And finally, they closed my loan last week ago, but I'm okay with financials today. The rest thing of the progress of the job, I think we ordered all materials, most things we ordered already. And rest thing, to how long it is gonna take to put the exactly building on that is not my word. Construction companies here.
Mike, what's the estimated time?
Now, what's the estimated time? Okay. I would like to January 1st.
For what?
To be 100% complete. That would give us 6 months.
Do you have any proof where that got approved?
Loan? Yes. I
You
can
have
give you
proof
that.
of it?
Yes. I don't have any issue now for that.
He's actually, can I tell him everything?
Yeah, go ahead.
He was able to get the money from another, he has several businesses, and he borrowed against another business to get us started until that loan closed. And that loan closed quick, right?
within a month. But I was in panic mode. I said, Jay, we've got to be back in front of you guys in 90 days, or is that right? 90 days with an answer of why we're not up there working. And he jumped through a bunch of hoops and got that done and got it started. We have ordered all the steel. We have ordered all the infrastructure, all the undergrounds, and it all should be arriving just any day. We got our footings done. We lost our spot with, since the loan didn't close, we lost our spot with Valley Bar Joist. And they said because we didn't pull the trigger on time, because the banker, well, it all came back down to the banker. I might be able to add a little bit to what Jay just said. I got a letter from Valley saying it was going to be 12 weeks, which it was going to be 4 weeks before. Supplies?
On our bar joist.
Okay.
Just on getting our bar joist, right? And so I called every steel manufacturer in Birmingham, everybody that I knew. And I got one guy that wasn't covered up, and he agreed to get us our steel in 3 weeks, or 4 weeks actually. And so that cut 9 weeks off of our order time. And I've got letters from everybody. I was expecting his banker to be here, is the reason I was in panic mode coming in. They had so many issues getting his loan closed. It was nothing to do with Jay. It was all on the bank's end. He had two of his bosses pass away. I mean, I said, you're going to have to write me a letter to that effect, because I'm not going up there with just telling him this. And I'll show you the letter that he gave me. And I didn't get this till 2. He was supposed to be here, and but anyway, he wrote me. I mean, the letter didn't have anything to do with anything that what he said his excuse was. But the loan got closed, thank goodness, right? And we're off to the races now. I don't anticipate any more delays. Everything else that's going in that project has been ordered. It is on order, and in fact should be here just any time. Bear with me 1 second. Yep. Must have left it back there. Anyway, did you see anyway, I guess you got the pictures.
Can we keep these?
Yes, ma'am, you can keep them. And in fact, I've got some updated ones from today.
When were those taken, Mike?
Those were taken last week.
Concrete ordered, or?
We have third-party inspections now in Georgia, right? So we're our third-party inspectors coming out Wednesday. So provided, and we just got our anchor bolt pattern. That was it. But where I was going with all that, we had to have this new steel manufacturer couldn't work off the March Adams drawings. We had to get another engineer to do new footing drawings, and here they are. You'll see the date on these. They make everything so little now. 6/20. Those are our new pier layout. But if anytime you switch steel manufacturers, they're going to do something to mess your game plan up. Here's the other page that goes with that. Where is that?
I don't think we're going to be reading that either.
Yeah, this is just too small. But I've got a full set, which I'll turn into Rick as well. And I have talked to Rick. Is he here?
No, you can just submit it to me. That'll be fine.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can just submit it to me.
But I've talked to Rick about this as well. So, not using Valley is going to knock quite a bit of time off of our schedule, right? We were on a 4-week delivery with them. They got
$2 million worth of buildings come in before we could get our deposit on our steel is what happened, thanks to the banker not closing a is the main reason we're not any further ahead than we were. And then when Jay figured, I said, Jay, we got to do something. He went right out, got to work on it, and went and borrowed against one of the stations that he had paid for, and got enough to actually do the whole project just out of that. But of course, he's got to put that money back when this loan closes. So, but we got that straightened out. We got all the material ordered. We're on schedule now, right? That was just totally blindsided, but welcome to construction.
You said you had an inspection, when, Wednesday?
Scheduled for Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Yeah, so once they approve it,
Once they approve it, we're pouring footings, and we'll have the slab in next week. And then our steel order should be coming in along with all our catch basins and everything, not next week, but the week after. So we'll have a lot going on up there. But while they're doing all the infrastructure and everything, we're going to be putting the building up. So, and according to the schedule right now, we should be through in December, but I would like to ask till January just for Ahos.
What date in January? The end or the beginning?
January, what's the 8th? January 8th.
You said January 1st before, okay. I'll change it.
When is the council meeting in January?
Let's take a look.
And we don't mind meeting again too if you need an update.
Push the people, like,
Oh, yeah.
do your best.
So the first council meeting that we would have in January 2025 would be January 13th.
Well, and that'll give Jake time too to go through all the.
You think that, you're saying open and like people shopping?
Yes.
Well,
So you think that's do you think that's going to work?
that'll give us 30 days to make sure that, I think we're going to be through by December 8th, but I would like to January 8th. That'll give us time to make sure everything's.
Two things. May we keep these?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So there's two issues at play here. So there's the time by which you get your temporary certificate of occupancy, which
Yes,
we've
ma'am.
met before about this, and you have to have that in order to clear some hurdles with the state.
Yes, ma'am.
So our requirement from you is a temporary CO, which
Right.
allows you to then go through the state's process, which I'm certain you're already working on now. You had said you were going to have a CPA and do all that stuff to
Yeah.
navigate, because it's a pretty lengthy process.
Yes, ma'am.
So open and people shopping by January 13th is different than a temporary CO. So I do
I would hope
encourage
to have
you
our
to build in some
TCO
time.
in December. I would hope to have our
Okay.
TCO in December.
Because you'll want to build in some time to, if the council were to approve the extension, you would want to make sure that it was clear that you had time to navigate the state process, which is something that we do not control.
Yes, ma'am.
I think our side, as a material or labor work, to build the building, maybe
Your parcel, or is that for a different reason?
No, it's just, I mean,
what about the bank?
You do need those back.
don't need them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I could forward all of y'all.
There's certain specialties that we don't provide that they have to have inspected.
Structural steel,
Yeah.
steel, and then
Give you an idea.
I got you.
That may be pretty high.
it ain't like your
It's
MVPs.
not like a house.
That's not counting the bank.
He needs these back.
Yeah, just so we can scan them and send them.
Molly,
Oh, yeah.
I've asked Mr. Wall, instead of passing all these around, I don't think we can all read them quickly, and he does need these back, that he scan them and send them to you.
Thank you. So I would like to suggest that even whatever you all vote to do and whatever deadline is given or not, that if the decision is made to move forward, that we write into the approval that we meet monthly so that we can make sure, because some of this stuff is new information to me, and I don't know if you had reached out to other people or not, but it'd be good, I think, from this point on to just meet monthly so we can make sure that we're,
But not with us, just with.
right, just
Yeah.
with staff, right.
That's fine.
I think that makes sense, actually, yeah.
And we had been doing that for a while, and then you all were we were giving you this 9 days just to work, so I think we need to
Right.
probably go back to meeting more frequently.
Yes, ma'am.
jotted down.
You want to come back before this council prior to the January 8th deadline.
That's up to you all.
As long as progress is going on, I don't think he has to.
Did you
He's
jot
meeting
down
with you
those
monthly.
things, like the slab and then the
Yeah.
walls and things, so we can like,
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
I'm out there every week.
Makes
Once we
sense.
get the concrete down, it should start moving.
yeah.
It should
And
start
we
moving.
can, the staff can meet with them as much as you all are comfortable with
Yeah.
and provide updates. If you want, Rhonda said 2 weeks, if you'd like to have it 2 weeks. if you
Well, I
want to
just
do
was
monthly.
saying a month is fine,
Sure.
but I was just thinking
Yeah.
some periodic basis.
But I think that when they come back before you all, it's up to you all.
60 days.
I don't care if they come back before us, as long, I mean, I
long
trust,
as we
I
see
trust that they're
building going
legit.
up.
You know,
See progress.
just getting it going, you know.
I live behind it.
And we can always ask, we can always bring it back in.
I see what's going on
Whatever you all want.
You can make a
They can-
decision if you
They
want.
can come back in and you all decide to go around.
around the circle.
I'll just be up there.
But that's my walking path.
Oh, okay. That's a nice little hill you guys.
It is. You'd think I'd lose
All
my...
right, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about the build the motels. I talk some franchisee, and they required, if I try to build any big logos over there, the way we have the lanes escaping over there, they require minimum 5-story. Which city gonna approve me before I move forward?
So on that same property?
Yes. I think we already designed it, right, Mike?
The engineer's got the groundwork laid out for it.
I think we have that designed, we can submit here.
A 5-story hotel.
I think that would have to go through our planning and zoning process, just like anything else. I don't think that we could put the council on the spot like that to ask them to make a decision about that right now. So I think if that's something that you're interested in, you'd need to go through. I understand why you're asking, see where you're going.
Why? Because I already seen this all,
But I think we needed to do that the same way we do everything
If I want to
else.
do something, then I have to
Well,
start.
that should be a faster process. I mean, this has been a long process, but it's not been our fault.
You are all,
Is there any,
you are always.
I guess the thing what Jay's referring to, is there any special zoning, like in Chattanooga, to build anything over, I think it's 4 stories, you have to have a
There's no
special.
stories, there's
Sir?
there's no limit on stories, however, it is in a
Okay.
special overlay district that'll
Okay.
have to be approved by planning and zoning.
The same way that you went before the planning advisory board to get the plans for the liquor store approved, the same
Okay.
thing would have to happen here.
Okay.
So that same
Oh,
process
yeah.
would need to be
But
followed.
there's no limit on stories.
No, not that I remember off the top of my head.
Right. I know there's a special zoning you have to go before.
In Chattanooga is totally different, but, I don't remember a number of stories
Yeah.
being limited. No, sir, I
And they've
don't.
also got a building height.
Well, before we
all-
meet the next time, if that's how the council chooses to move forward, then we can research that on our end and make sure. And-
All big logos hotel, if you go, the minimum required for 4-story, they want to hire the building over there. We asking for 5-story because I think we need some more parkings in our lanes. I'm working with the next door, the land is open over there, I think one of the Patels, maybe I can buy them from, but I think 4-story is a minimum. They are required for that. So maybe for next month, I'm starting
We'll
the
get,
process on that.
I can get back to you in regard to the story issue, the number of stories. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll
I'm
get
trying
back
to build
you.
the Hampton, if possible.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thanks.
I'll entertain a motion to extend the deadline extension to obtain a certificate of occupancy for a liquor store to be located on Lafayette Road to January the 8th, 2025.
13.
13th, yes.
All right.
I'll make a motion.
Second, sir.
And, go ahead.
Motion and a second, any discussion?
To clarify, this is the TCO.
Correct.
Not the,
To allow them to work with the state to obtain their
Yeah, that's
inventory
right.
and meet the state's
Certificate of-
requirements.
yeah.
Temporary certificate of occupancy.
temporary, yeah, okay.
And there will be a monthly update to you that you will share with us.
We will meet with them monthly, and then we'll update you at the next available council meeting.
Okay.
Good.
A footnote to, I guess, the request that I made would be that Ms. Hune will give council a monthly update at one of the 2 regularly scheduled council meetings prior to January the 8th.
Yep, sounds good.
Any other discussion?
He also said that he had proof where the loan was approved.
Yes.
So he'll get that to Molly.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 2, recommendation to procure ammunition for the Fort Oglethorpe Police Department. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The city's police officers have to have sufficient ammunition to ensure that they meet their annual qualifications and also just in the regular course of their duty. So we need to maintain ammunition. There still remains a national shortage of ammunition and a very high demand. Some delivery times are so far out as 3 to 6 months. So to maintain those required levels needed for our departmental operations, it's recommended that we purchase another order of ammunition in the amount of $9,418.56 from Gulf States Distributors. Gulf States Distributors is the state contract holder for ammunition, and we're able to access that contract because we're a municipal government. If approved, again, that would be $9,418.56 out of the general fund.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 3, recommendation to award a contract for the replacement of 2 HVAC units. Ms. Hugh.
Thank you. Recently, 2 HVAC units in the City Hall building have experienced issues and are in need of replacement. These are big units that live on top of the roof. One unit services the open area outside of the City Hall conference room. It's been slowly failing for a few years now, and this unit's over 39 years old. It's no longer working at all. The other unit is housed in the outer wing of the premises leased to the Department of Family and Children's Services. That unit is over 20 years old, and it's experiencing a severe coolant leak. Neither unit is cost-effective to maintain, and per the city's lease with the State Properties Commission, the city is responsible for those repairs to the DFAX Unit 1. Quotes were solicited from 3 vendors, and Air Heat provided the lowest responsible bid in the amount of $23,381 coming out of the general fund. And if approved, both units will be replaced, and the cost estimate and work to be done includes installation of the new equipment, crane rentals, gas piping, labor, and a 5-year warranty for both compressors and 1-year parts and labor warranties.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? Don't that about get all of them up there?
I hope. I sure hope so. I've never seen so many HVAC
Yeah,
units.
I believe it should. We've replaced a bunch.
Oh, yes, we have.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4, recommendation to award an annual contract for advanced data analytics capabilities. Ms. Hune.
Thank you. Sustainable growth and economic development are critical to the city, especially with some of the initiatives that we have going forward. And to foster that growth and attract new businesses and to support the existing businesses that we have, the city would benefit from access to some comprehensive, actionable data. Placer AI specializes in what's called location analytics and allows its users to gain some detailed insights into consumer behavior, foot traffic patterns, and demographic trends. And it's a pretty powerful tool that would allow the city to provide potential and existing businesses with detailed marketing insights to help them make decisions about whether or not to expand here or to locate here entirely. It can assist with analyzation of visitor data to optimize our tourism opportunities. It uses demographics to better understand the needs and preferences of our residents and guide community development projects in such a way. It can also be used to help figure out from a police or public works or public utilities perspective how many people are actually coming into the city by pinging cell phones. If approved, the city would have access to Placer AI's system and resources to support and enhance numerous departments such as police, Public Utilities, Economic Development, Public Works, and Recreation and Leisure Services. And if approved, that would be $16,000 coming out of SPLOST.
Thank you, Ms. Henry. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Rogers, second by Ms. Childs. Any discussion?
What other cities have it that are surrounding us?
There are not many cities, I'm not aware of any cities around us who have it. Some corporations have it, Walmart has it, Lowe's has it, things like that, and we can actually share data with them and learn from that as well.
Is there an annual fee after this?
It's $16,000 annual contract. The most that it would increase, it's based on population, so it only increases based on your population, but there is not more than a 5%, which is $800 potential inflation cost for the next year if we were to decide to go another year.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, recommendation to purchase a forklift and to declare the unit currently in use as surplus. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Our current forklift is over 52 years old. It's a 1972 model. It's obviously reached the end of its useful life and it's no longer effective to maintain. And through a government purchasing cooperative program, a used 2017 forklift has been located. The cost to purchase this unit is significantly less than what it would cost to buy a new forklift, which can run up to about $40,000. If approved, this forklift would be purchased in the amount of $15,821 through Sourcewell, that government cooperative, and from United Rentals. And then, if approved, the current forklift would be declared as surplus and removed from our asset inventory and taken off of our insurance policy once it had been sold. And that would be $15,821 out of the SPLOST fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. Have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stennett, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 6, recommendation to award a contract for road resurfacing on various city roads. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Previously, this council has awarded or has named certain roads to be resurfaced, milled, and striped with local maintenance and improvement grant funding: Polk Circle, Lee Circle, Tally Circle, Park Forest Drive, and Hickory Drive. The city was awarded $119,945.52 in that LMIG funding. And we are required to provide a 30% match, or $35,983.66 in matching funds. We also received a grant from the local Road Assistance Administration in the amount of $148,537.37 from the state of Georgia, which did not have any matching funds attached to it. The streets to be resurfaced with that local road assistance funding were General Davis Road, General Hayes Road, Stovall Street, Winifred Street, and Smith Lane. An invitation to bid for this work was advertised, and one bid was received on June 13th from Tally Construction, and the bid was based on a per mile cost to take care of all this work and shall not exceed $700,000. And with the remaining capital funds, the additional streets that will be paved are Hayes Street, West Patterson Avenue, Cynthia Drive, Stovall Street, and the south side of Dyer Bridge Road. If approved, the work is expected to be completed by November 30th, 2024. And like I said, it's in the total amount of $700,000, but that's $304,044. So let me try it again. $304,466.79 coming out of the general fund, and $395,533.21 coming out of the SPLOST fund.
Where did the grant funds come in? Lost me on those two.
I know, it's a lot of numbers. So we got about $120,000 in LMIG funding plus our 30% match of about $36,000, and then another $148,000. And then we're going to cover the rest with SPLOST funding.
Okay. I have a motion to approve.
So moved. Second. Okay.
Two motions to
Fine, Jim.
motion by Mr. Child, second by Ms. Stennett. Any discussion?
It said it'd be done by November, all of it?
The work is expected to be completed by then, weather permitting.
Hayes Street is in dire need. Thank you for that.
Any other
Y'all
discussion?
approved it. That was
Yes.
y'all.
Glad
All
it's-
in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 7, recommendation to approve a summary contract modification for the procurement of materials to construct Gilbert Stevenson Park pavilions. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Back in September of 2022, the council approved an award of $95,000 to procure materials for the construction of the pavilions by city staff. City staff constructed 5 of those 11 pavilions, and then on November 13th, 2023, the council approved a contract to construct the remaining 6 pavilions. We contracted out for the construction of those, and now that project is 100% complete. During the construction of those remaining pavilions, the city had to purchase additional materials to finish those structures in the amount of $10,040.83. It was purchased from various vendors based on low bids, and this is our final contract modification coming out of the general fund for this project.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Crawford. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 8, recommendation to approve a summary contract modification of the engineering services contract for the pickleball and tennis courts at Gilbert Stevenson Park. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Our next 2 items are related to the pickleball and tennis courts, actually. So this is for the engineering services contract that was originally awarded on September 13th, 2021 to DH&W Architects. It was originally awarded in the amount of $43,500. That project, again, is 100% complete, but throughout the design and construction process, additions were made to the project in the amount of $17,205.59 to include parking lot lighting, survey work, geotechnical exploration, and some reimbursable expenses as well, bringing that total contract amount to $60,705.49, and that would be coming out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion?
We're done with that. We're done spending money for the time being with that.
Up after this next contract modification,
Yeah.
yes. One more, but yes, the project is complete, yes, sir.
Looks good.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 9, recommendation to approve a summary contract modification of the contract to construct pickleball courts, renovate existing tennis courts, and construct additional parking at Gilbert Stevenson Park. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. Where there is engineering, there is construction. So this is the other half of that, to have that summary contract modification for the construction that was related to the engineering to renovate our tennis courts and build our pickleball courts and add that additional parking. Originally, on July 24th, 2023, the council awarded a contract for the construction of all of that at Gilbert Stevenson Park to Tyson and Associates in the amount of $1,571,308. That project is 100% complete, and the pickleball courts are open to the public, and they're doing great. We've had a couple of one other contract modification that was just to change a funding source along the way, but this contract modification is for some additions to the project that were made, such as the paving of the walking track, concrete pads for the additional bleachers and pavilions, extending the sidewalk around the full perimeter of the pickleball courts, additional fencing, and then concrete pads for those trash cans. These changes resulted in an additional $65,642 to the project, making the total project cost $1,636,950. And that additional $65,642 is coming out of the SPOS fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion?
Yeah, I got something. I know that you're talking about parking and everything, and I know you'll probably address it in your comments, but we got the swim meet coming up with where parking used to be in that pickleball area. Are we good on parking, or we got that figured out?
Yes.
So they're not pulling in citizens' yards and...
I hope not. That we have lots of police patrol that will be out there to help with that process and make sure that people park in the right place. Yes, we have experienced some people not realizing that we have that additional parking on the back even when they come to the pool. So we've got a lot of actual helpers from the football team at LFO coming out to direct people and help out. So I think we should be all set.
And I know in the past there's been some campers, RVs, and stuff like that.
They'll still be in that same place on the other side of the creek that they have been before. They've been allowed over there, but not in the middle usually. They're not usually allowed in that middle section where the courts are now. But we should have plenty of parking to accommodate everybody at the park.
They're gonna be able to use the church?
They have had some outreaches to the church, but the pastor has been ill, so Tony's still working through that process with him. But if the church doesn't wish for us to park there, that's fine. We have plenty of space to accommodate.
What's our overflow option though? Is that what Craig's asking?
Probably Constitution Hall, I would think.
They have parked at Constitution Hall, and then they can direct people up there by the property that the city owns up there by the Honeycutt House and everything as well. But we should be more than fine, especially with the additional people directing people to the back of the parking lot, because that's been the biggest challenge with the swimming pool, is that people don't even know that whole back area has opened up.
Yeah.
And then the next thing on the pickleball with all the storm drainage and everything, which with a swim meet coming, we'll have rain this weekend, I'm sure.
That's the way it goes.
But I mean, has
No, that's the east.
everything seemed fine on that? Because one day I was out there and it looked like where in some of them drainage ditches there was some water setting and stuff like that.
Doesn't look like we're having any issues with it. Seems
Well, I
like
mean, you wouldn't right now.
Right. Yes.
But what I'm saying is with the grassy area, if for water setting, if anything like that, just making sure everything.
Yes, Tony's been monitoring it pretty closely because that's a concern of his as well. And we've talked about maybe doing, instead of the grass out there, doing some stone so it doesn't turn to mud. That's still an option that we're considering, just having our staff come out there and just put stone in there instead of having the river rock or that pretty stuff.
And then the final thing is all the picnic tables, grills, garbage cans, all that is 100%.
That's, I believe so. I think Tony unfortunately is not here. I think there might be one pavilion that is still in need of having those picnic tables put in and a grill put in.
Okay, and make sure the grills are not on the residential side.
Yes. Yes.
Which I would like to smell a hamburger, but some people might not like. But
he's working. There's one on the back that they've restructured that patio, that pavilion, so that the grill's on the other side, so it doesn't impact that
it
neighbor.
looks busy. I mean, the pickleball courts look pretty crowded. I know it's been hot and it might have deterred them a little bit, but I think they're still getting up there, going at it. And they're able to, some are using the gym as well.
Yeah, they want to keep that up, and I don't blame them in this heat.
Oh yeah, that's a good group, fun group. So, that's all I got. I was just
Thank you.
catching it all in one.
That's good.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. City manager's report. Ms. Hughes.
I just have the one thing, we sort of addressed it. We have a swim meet this weekend. The pool will be closed to the public. We're sorry about that, but it's for a really good reason. It's for a good cause. We have the city swim meet this Thursday from July 11th at 4:30 p.m. until Sunday, July 14th at 11 a.m. The city pool will be closed to the public, but the pickleball courts, the tennis courts, volleyball courts, park, everything else is open, so please come out and enjoy those places as well. Swim meet's a really good time. I appreciate all our volunteers from the high school coming out and helping us with parking. I'm thanking them in advance. Hope they come back next year. And big thank you to our rec and leisure staff for the good job that they do putting on this event every year. That's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. Mayor and council comments. I do not have anything tonight. Mr. Child.
No comments, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Crawford.
Just hope everybody had a happy 4th of July and hopefully you got all your fireworks shot because I'm tired of hearing them.
Hey.
I'm just kidding.
Me too.
5 days were enough, so.
Mr. Rogers.
Did you have any calls on 4th of July, Chief?
There were a few phone calls.
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Ms. James.
Stay hydrated.
Ms. Denny.
Nothing.
Oh, my goodness.
School starts when?
School will be
Next
starting
item
up, yes.
On the agenda is
Yeah.
executive session. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Rogers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This council is in executive session. Need a motion to come out of executive session.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Rogers. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This council is out of executive session. In executive session, we discussed real estate, and personnel. Next item on the adjournment is adjournment.
Make a motion.
Second?
Me second.
C&C, motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is
Sound like Joe
adjourned.
Biden.